Katie was very goal-oriented, very determined, whether it was grades, sports, friendships, they were all 100% and more.
At just 18 years old, Katie Stubblefield had her whole life ahead of her. She was your typical teenager. But when her world started to unravel, so did Katie.
I could tell she was hurt, but I have to be honest, I've seen Katie more upset about other things than that morning.
That morning was on March 25th, 2014. Katie's mom, Elisa, says Katie had been upset about a betrayal in a relationship, picking out of college, and some health issues, but she never expected what happened next.
We heard this loud slam.
Katie took a gun from its case in her brother's closet, walked into the bathroom, locked the door, and shot herself.
My son picks me up and said, "Mom, I don't know if she did it on purpose. Mom, Katie's been shot."
When you had called your husband to tell him that Katie had shot herself, when you said those words, did they seem unreal to you at the time?
Oh yeah, it was so surreal. I don't even know how, I look back even now, I don't even know how I got words out that day.
A young woman who loved so deeply and lived life so fully tried to take her own life. But this isn't the end to Katie's story.
Then we hear somebody say from inside the house, "We have a pulse, she's alive, we have a pulse." In that moment of time, everything would change.
Katie had survived, but the injuries from her suicide attempt would have a lasting impact. The gunshot causing major damage to most of her face. Doctors told the Stubblefields it was the worst wound they had ever seen.
I don't think there are words to describe. It was just, I don't want to say, it was horrific.
And then knowing that it's your daughter too.
Knowing it's your daughter, your heart is shattered in a million pieces to begin with.
I don't understand at all why I would ever do something like that.
Katie's injuries make it hard for her to communicate. Mama Lisa often helps translate.
She kept waking up thinking this was a dream, a nightmare, that she had woken up and everything on her face was gone. And since she couldn't go back, you have a choice to go forward.
Trusting in God to help guide them on this unfamiliar and frightening journey, Katie, Rob, and Elisa left their home in Oxford, Mississippi to live at the Ronald McDonald House here in Cleveland. They moved in August of 2014 and have made it their new home ever since. Doctors at the Cleveland Clinic performing an historic surgery on May 4th of 2017, making Katie the youngest person in the U.S. to receive a face transplant.
I was so grateful. There's a nose, there's cheeks, there's lips. I'm so grateful for the donor and the family that gave life to Katie. But at the same time, there was a part of me as a mom, where's Katie?
As time's gone on, do you see Katie now?
I think I do, because I still, Katie, like the Katie on the inside is still there, and neurologically she's all there. And yeah, I do.
I was just very happy and very grateful to him.
We were just grateful to feel lips again and feel skin and a nose. I remember you always talked about your nose, and I think you're very grateful, and I think you're getting used to your new face, right? You feel like it's yours right now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
After all you've been through, Katie, who is Katie Stubblefield now? Is she a different person than she was back in 2014?
I feel like my heart is still the same.
And she thought she had an appreciation for life before, but now it's another whole level, and she's thankful to be alive and thankful for life and family and just a second chance.
A family now trying to help raise awareness about suicide and its lasting effects.
I don't think we recognize that this type of thing is of an epidemic proportion, especially for those in their early teens to the early 20s. It is off the charts epidemic. It's like a plague that is spreading so fast.
And Katie, you want to work to help other people too. What would you say to someone who was considering taking their own life?
But anything that you're going through, whatever you're going through in life, is temporary. And what and that happened won't last forever.
Katie goes on to say,
But life is just so beautiful and just so wonderful. What's life?
a second chance to live life. And that's exactly what Katie plans to do.